Hey everybody, welcome to Bleakwill Gaming. Today we're going to be talking about the Division 2. So, the Division 2 private beta was released, and I got to play my fair share of it. I didn't play the Division 1 on release, but I did play it quite a bit over the last year, so I can at least compare the two based on the first being at its highest point. Before I dive in, I just want to remind you that I do live stream on Twitch, so be sure to stop by and say hi. Also, keep an eye out as I will be streaming upcoming new releases, including Division 2 when it is released. Division 1 was an extremely fun game from the point I started playing, but it had its faults. As far as PvE content was, when you finished the main story, it was hard to stay interested, especially as a solo player. When I played with friends, it was a different story. Grinding for loot, trying out different builds, and playing all the different game modes was really fun. Division 2 also had its faults, but right now, the biggest of them that we can see are graphical bugs and game crashes. With it being a month away, these don't seem that bad, so hopefully they get fixed. What the Division 2 has done, however, is improve on many of the areas of its previous game, and it did this extremely well from what we've seen in this small beta. The max level we could play to was level 7, at which point you get to try at level 30 content. We got to test out dark zones, missions, events, and it all worked well. The Division 2 made a lot of improvements to the quality of life. For example, no longer being forced to walk slowly through the main base, even to the way picking up ammo works when you're in a group. When somebody opens the ammo cache, a bunch of ammo now drops around them, making it so you don't have to wait for everybody to pick it up themselves. It just drops and you run by it. That was a huge thing for us. Aside from the quality of life changes, they've added a lot more to the game as well. These things range from new content that simply adds to the game, as well as things like world events that are constantly taking place, more alleyways and buildings to explore, all of which make the game world feel so much more alive, whereas the Division 1 felt a little stale. Another really cool addition is Division brings specializations into the mix. These specializations bring use of signature weapons, in which you choose between the sharpshooter, which uses the 50 cal sniper rifle, the survivalist, which uses crossbows, and the demolitionist, which uses grenade launchers. When you choose a specialization, you aren't locked in, and whatever progress you've made will be saved should you choose a different path. Combat also has a few new elements that have been made which make it more intriguing and add a whole new level to it, such as extra enemy armor that must be blown off in order to deal damage. There's also no more face tanking from what we can see. Enemies aren't bullet sponges anymore, but you also take a lot more damage and a lot quicker. Cover means a lot more now, which in my opinion is good. It is a cover-based shooter game after all. On a smaller note, the change in season was also a welcome sight, bringing in new color palettes and brighten the area. Overall, the experience of the private beta was a really good one, and kind of refreshing considering the state of the game as it is. The biggest issues, which were game crashes, graphic bugs, and points where the frame rate drastically drops, those were all outweighed by how much they improved the base game from the first. There wasn't a whole lot we could see, and the full game obviously can't be reviewed, but what I can say is I have a pretty high hopes that it's going to be a really good game, or at least looks that way. Did any of you take place in the beta? What are your thoughts so far? Did you like the first one? Let me know in the comments below. If you like the content so far, please be sure to subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell to stay up to date for future content and videos, and smash that like button if you like the content. Until next time, Bleakwill out.